Welcome to all. Hunger is the major problem what we are facing today. Around the world, more than enough food is produced to feed the global population. But as many as 811 million people still going hungry. Yes, hunger is the major problem we are facing. I know that you all would like to help the poor people, but how it is? They all are staying at different corners of the world and it's unreachable for you. That's the main reason. I know that very nearby, if anybody stands, you are ready to help. But most of these people are staying away. You may think, as a single person, what you can do for this. Yes, you can. Suppose you are having enough food today with you, or you may have extra food cooked, and you wish to supply this food to the poor hands. Then what's the problem? Yes, the problem is your food may get damaged before reaching to their hands. That's the main problem alerting to you. If the person is very nearby, it's easy for you to handle the food. But if the person who need the food is staying at the other corner of the world, it's may not be that much easy to hand over the food. What's the solution for this? Yes, we are just going to explain the same thing. Yes, for example, this is a good chicken curry what you made, and it may be staying with you, and you would like to give to others. Okay, just for an example, think it's a food. Don't think it is chicken or whatever. No, just for example, I am showing you. Okay, you are having this such food with you. The first step, what we do, you have to pack it in order to give to the other person. He may be standing in the other corner of the world, but you have to transport that up to that area. So what we can do, we just pack it in a proper way, just like this way. I just transferred the entire food to a good packed material and I sealed all the four corners with an airtight way. Okay, so with this moment, what you did, you packed your food with some air. Already your food is cooked and it's not containing any bacteria, no virus, nothing is there because it's cooked food. But when you packed, there was some little bit of air also packed in that, and in that air contains so many microorganisms like this virus, bacteria, fungal, and protozoans. And you must be knowing that these microorganisms are the main reason to make damage to your food before reaching to the area. So right now the food is there, it's packed, and virus, bacteria, fungal, everything is there inside. And within 2 hours or maybe within 1 hour, these microorganisms are going to be active and they are going to damage your food. So you won't be able to deliver a good food to the needy person. So what we'll do the next thing? Okay, this is the plan. First we'll transport to another container, other carton box, and we are having the solution for this. Bring to the radiation processing facility which is nearby to you. I'm going to tell the detail about this facility, and this is our major target, and this is the business as well as this is a service to the world what we are going to do. Anyway, right now I am going to tell you the process what we are going to do before explaining the business. The packets what we already packed with your chicken meal or whatever may be the food, we just brought up to the plant. Okay, in this plant we will irradiate with the gamma radiation or electron beams or whatever it may be with all this food. And what will happen, due to the gamma radiation, it can penetrate into the packet, and in every packet there was some air. In that air microorganisms were there. This is all you know. Gamma radiation is such a thing. It's have a special property. It's not a special, it's property. Its own property is that it can kill any microorganisms which comes across the way. So As I explained earlier, every microorganism present was killed by the gamma radiations. Then what is there to damage your food? No, nothing. Because of that, the entire shelf life of your product is increased. And it's not just 1 or 2 days, it increased to more than 2 years of life. Normally, this food would have damage within a week or maybe within or 2 days. But while we done this thing, especially this radiation sterilization, this radiation processing, what we done, because of that, you could save the packet up to 2 years or more than that. What is the ultimate result of this? You can deliver the food to the right area in a long time itself. It can take enough time. Otherwise, your food should have delivered to the right person within 1 or 2 days. It was impossible for you because the person who need the food was staying away from you. But right now, because of the good shelf life what you got, you can give the food to the other corner of the world also. It can be delivered after 1 month. It can deliver after 2 months. No problem. The food will be intact. It doesn't have any damage. As well as this food can use for other servicing agencies like Red Cross or military, all those people, because whenever there is a calamity happen, they need emergency food supply. There may not be anybody to cook the food for the right purpose. So this stored food, this food what we prepared can store for more than 2 years, I told. So this food can take for to the record area, especially any flood happen, any calamity happen to the area, they can serve it. As well as the right corner you are seeing on images of food. These foods are using by astronauts. You must be knowing they are just went away from Earth and maybe going to stay more than 6 years like that. So what food they will be having? All these astronauts can taste their home food if it packed in this way. If it packed with or if it processed with the radiation, they can keep the same taste, same odor, and the same food for so many years that they can use. Yes, I explained to you about radiation processing. At the same time, you may think, is this the only one method? No, there are other methods which currently available in market. It's for example, I've just put a comparison table. One with the ETO, ethylene oxide is using for food processing nowadays, and the current process what I told is radiation process. Just compare these two. Radiation processing is maybe very rare, but the other processing is very common nowadays everywhere. Then what is the advantage and disadvantage of both? You can just check with the list itself. The one ETO, it may depend on so many parameters like temperature, humidity, pressure, and it's a time consuming and all those things. But in radiation processing, when you compare, it doesn't depend any of these parameters. And timing also very seconds or minutes, maybe 3 minutes, 3 seconds, or like that it goes. And the consumption. Immediately after the processing, we can use radio sterilized foods. But at the same time, ETO sterilized foods for consumption, it may take some delay. You have to keep for sedimenting those byproducts. But in this radiation processing, it's nothing like that. There is no byproducts, nothing is there, and no chemical we added. So easily we can utilize the thing immediately. And your package also, the end user package you can keep. It can be very wide range, and the size, what all the big size and cut size, all the size we can use. And the type of process also, it can be batch or continuous, so there won't be any delay in processing. And the mode of killing is, it's not a chemical killing, it's only a biological damage of DNA happening in radiation processing. The other side, it is alkylation, it's a chemical process, so there may be a chance of chemical contamination in that. And the toxicity and all those factors are always come to a better side in radiation processing. But in ETO, even though it's still available, its shelf life after processing completion, it may take only 6 months or 12 months maximum. When compared to this procedure, radiation processing, it can take a longer time, maybe more than 1 or 2 years. At the same time, I'm just going to explain you the types of foods what is going to irradiate, and there are so many classes, and depend on the classes there are different types of radiation dose we may use at different purpose of that radiation. You can see here there are different classes 1 to 8. Some of them are for just eliminating the virus and bacteria. Some of them are for total sterilization. So these classes are very important. I'm not going much detail into the classes because it's for a higher discussion if necessary. Radiation processing is not a new technology. It's evolved almost 30-40 years back, and it's accredited by all world organizations, and already it's presented in almost 118 countries across the world. It's not a new technique, but it was not much popular because atomic power and all atomic energy power was utilized by only government authorities. So it was not available in private side. That is why the organizations are very less. If you compare in India, only 20 plants are working so far. Right now, government is given license for almost 87 plants. So the BBs is a new plant in that way. It's started, and Tamil Nadu and Kerala they are controlling with 7 plants, and already it's accepted by the World Health Organization and International Atomic Energy Agency. So you don't have to worry about the authorization part and the genuinity of this technology because this is not a one-man show. It's already developed by our government and publicly given to the world.